Impact Wrestling World Champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. You're watching the TNA television champion.
Not just talking, top rope walking, ultimate Xing, serious flexing, never be vague with your boy Craig, and opinion mixing from Pete to Nixon, keep doing things in an impactful way, bloody nonsense as the Brits say, talking bloody nonsense.
Yes, it's me, it's the MIC, Craig, aka Mr. Impact, joined as always by the one and only Peter Nixon. This is Talking Bloody Nonsense, right here on the TNA channel. It's a new week, it's a new Impact, but first things first, Nixon, how are we?
I'm doing all right. I'm currently out of the sling. I'm sorry for the drop in quality on my webcam. The missus has nicked the good one. But I don't know if you can see the bulge in my collarbone. It's just there. It's bad lighting. You can't really see it. And it is bruising as well. But yeah, I'm out of the sling. The hospital told me, if you're comfortable at home, just don't wear it. But wear it for protection at work. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm feeling better every day. So yeah. Going in the right direction. I'm not going to be wrestling again this year. Not a chance. But yeah, that's me. How's it going with you, Craig?
Yeah, all good. It's been a interesting couple of weeks, but all good on this end. I guess we should talk some wrestling. It's of course Bound for Glory this Friday night, Saturday morning. Here in the UK, mixed reviews on the show coming up, but I guess we'll give our predictions in the final 10, along with we're gonna have a little fantasy book, if you like, as we normally do, with the coil shot gauntlet, and try and fill the remaining 11 spots, which will be a fun time. But before we get to the final 10. Let's get to our main headline, and you probably saw it if you've on the Impact Facebook pages or if you follow the Impact Nation on Twitter. There's a recent article, not by a major outlet by any means. I think more of just a fan vlog, but it got people talking, especially amongst the Impact Foundation on Facebook. Is Impact still a major promotion? Now, when I first saw it, first I said, of course it is. Then I went, well, what is a major promotion? I've gone back and forth on how I feel on it. But Nixon, what's your take on that? Is Impact still deemed? Can they still be deemed a major promotion in today's market?
I mean, it totally depends on your definition of major promotion, doesn't it? I would dare say in America, once AEW got up and running, and now they own Ring of Honor too, and GCW's rise, MLW's rise, Impact has fallen out of the public eye, and maybe in some people's opinion, it's no longer a major promotion. Having said that, when you take into account the global reach of Impact Wrestling, it's very much still a major promotion. I'd say it goes WWE, AEW, Impact. I would say in India, for example, which is a massive market, especially for Impact, it goes WWE, Impact, AEW, just because of Impact's longevity, and they've been on TV in India for so long.
Yeah.
In the UK, I would say Impact is still a major promotion. It's a difficult one because they don't have the reach on TV in the UK and the US like they used to. But the pay-per-views are doing better than they were, better than they have done for years and years. When you take into account Fight TV and other pay-per-view outlets, you combine them all, and I'd say Impact are doing fantastic pay-per-view wise. And just look at the Impact Plus specials. They're getting more and more viewers just because of the quality of the product. I mean, the Impact Plus specials have been just as good as the pay-per-views this year. So yeah, I went off topic a little bit there, but I'd say yes, it's still a major promotion because it's still the flagship TV show on AXS TV, which enables them to bring in big names for good money. They're still featuring some big names on their TV. So yeah, I say yes, it's still a major promotion. But when you compare it to the likes of WWE and AEW, it is far below, unfortunately. What say you, Mr. Impact Craig?
So I've had a little bit more time to think on it than you have, but I still don't know where I stand on it, because if we're going off of in-ring quality, Impact is number one. If we're going off, the size of the crowds, WWE is always going to be number one in that front. And then AEW with Impact, possibly even below a few companies. I can't name off the top of my head. Since they attract a bigger crowd than Impact do. So it's all about, like we said, what is deemed major. And if we're going off lineage, then yes, Impact will always be a major promotion. If you look at the titles, you look at the people who've been through that company, bigger than most of the AEW roster in the first year of TNA. But there's only so far you can go on history, as is pretty obvious. Because Impact have been around 19 years longer than AEW. So there's always going to be that argument. If we're looking at markets, then like you said, in America, North America, WWE is number one and is miles ahead. But again, they've had a 40, 50 year start. So it's all about timing. Is obviously can't be a big factor in this, because it's unfair to label someone lower than somewhere because they've had more time to do what this other company is doing. But it is really a frustrating one, because there's no doubt Impact have dropped massively over the years with bad management and just simply bad management. Now we're looking at Anthem, who had to start from the very, very bottom and get back to where it is now. But I guess with that, they still had weight in the name TNA to help boost them forward than they would have been had they been just a starter company again. Obviously, AEW, they had the money to get them to that level straight away, but that time TNA did. So that's another factor to put into it. If you're asking me as an Impact fan whether Impact is still deemed one of the biggest promotions in the world, absolutely. You can't deny what they do. But yeah, you can't also ignore the fact that Impact, they've taken massive hits for years, and 2017 it came around to bite them in the ass massively. But again, they're rebuilding. They've Anthem, all those guys have done a phenomenal job in starting from the bottom. And now look where we are. We've got the working relationship with New Japan back, and it's stronger than maybe would have been. Maybe it was when it first happened. Obviously, Impact are yet to be invited to Tokyo for Wrestle Kingdom, but that's on the old regime. Why this new regime hasn't been got to that level again? Because but New Japan, they've had the tag titles, they've had the tag titles with Finjuice, who were one of my favorite tag teams of the past 2 years for Impact, because they helped it massively. But I think the main problem here is that it's not getting enough eyes on it, which I get it. I saw a tweet from a fan asking Lance Storm why people aren't watching Impact, and Lance Storm simply said it's a saturated market and everyone is trying to outdo everyone. But if you give Impact 4 straight weeks and watch their show for 4 straight weeks, you'll be hooked, which I think that's about fair.
100%.
Because it is the most consistently good TV product out there. I caught Raw on Monday. I made it through an hour before turning off and going to bed. I just watched Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai, which, 2 great wrestlers there. But I don't know. Listen, Johnny Gargano took on Otis. I just wasn't that interested. But I don't know. So are you of the opinion that Impact can be called a major promotion in what today's wrestling landscape looks like?
I missed what you said then. Sorry, Craig.
It said, do you think Impact are still a major promotion in today's landscape of wrestling?
It's so tough. I just think when you compare it to the other big 2, then no. But when you take into account the grander scheme of things, then yes. So yes and no is my answer.
Yeah, it is a difficult question when obviously it's not like Impact are making money, because they are. Anthem are doing a great job, but when you're on a network you can't really get to, I guess, is another issue.
Yeah.
But I think on the TV side of things, we'll get into that just before the final 10. But I think we'll move on now to a running topic, it seems like, on this channel, with Impact Wrestling under contracts. But at Bound for Glory, October 9th, Mia Yim, OGK and Maria contracts all run out for Impact Wrestling on October 9th. And obviously, is a big problem there in the fact that as we speak, the Kingdom, OGK, are the Impact Tag Team Champions. And Maria is a big part of our No More. See, Mia Yim, we knew she was only there for a short time, but could you see her staying a little bit longer? She seems really happy with what she's doing, like up on ring light. Yeah, what's your take on these contracts right now? It seems to be an issue for Impact at all times, but I can't say there's any major losses, but maybe the Kingdom could be one in terms of the depth of the tag team division.
Okay, I've been thinking about this. So Impact these days are moving away from traditional contracts, and they've got a lot of free agents on their books.
Right.
I know the contracts of Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green are coming up soon. We just spoke about Honor No More, Mia Yim. These people, well, not to my knowledge, they haven't expressed interest in going anywhere else. It's just they're...
Mike Bennett has said he would like to go back to WWE at some point.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Don't know. I don't know if there's anything in the works of that.
Okay. Would they have him? Do they need him?
I don't know. There's been
Yeah.
no official word, but Bennett has said he would like to go back to WWE, because obviously he wasn't great physically or mentally during that time, and wants to go back and I think show what he can do when he's 100%.
Yeah. I think a lot of these people, the contracts are going to come up and they're going to stay on at Impact as long as they would like as free agents. Yeah. I can't see any of them going anywhere just yet, especially Mia Yim, because they've really been using her well. She signed a 6-month contract, but I can't see her going anywhere else. I think she'll stay on as a free agent. Same with PCO. I would dare say the Kingdom as well. I can't see them going anywhere just yet. Right. Kenny King, I think, is probably here for the long haul now.
Yeah, stick around.
Yeah. Who else is there? I don't think Deonna and Chelsea will go elsewhere. Yeah. This is we talk about it a lot, contract situations with Impact. But yeah, like I say, I think they're going to be moving away from traditional contracts, and there'll be a lot of free agents on their roster going forward. Dinky, come here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Paper deal appearances have been a thing in Impact for as long as Anthem have been in charge. So it's nothing new. At first, I didn't particularly like it, especially when they were making the champions, choosing the champions who were on paper deals like TGP at the time. But there's nothing to worry about in that sense, obviously, because TGP, it's not like they're gonna not book pay for the champion to come into and work the shows. But Mia Yim, I agree. I can see her sticking around. They've been doing a really good job with Mia Yim since she came back, and this match against Make It Bound for Glory is going to be a banger.
Oh yeah, they could steal the show.
And then of course we've got the Kingdom and Maria. The Kingdom, I don't think they're done yet. They want to go. They want the NWA Tag Team Championships. You know, it can. I think they still want the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. They want those back. So I'm not overly concerned about losing them. I think they will. Spoiler alert! I think they will win at Bound for Glory. But I think Deonna is the one I'm slightly worried about. I don't know why. Deonna is arguably the if everyone on that list, I think Deonna will be the biggest loss if not re-signed, because she's had such a great run and now has done it all in terms of what they can do in Impact. Apart from when the coil shot, there's not a lot left for Deonna to do. But winning the coil shot would mean she get another championship, which she's already done. So maybe I could see her going back and it working under this new regime at NXT. You know, I can see her doing really well. But I just don't know, because the NXT women's division is pretty full from what I saw. Again, watched NXT last night. They've got some incredible women on that roster. So I don't know. I can't see Deonna being a big enough name for WWE to bring back to put straight on the main roster.
Yeah.
Which, even though she could hang with every single woman on that main roster.
Oh yeah.
I just don't see the only person that we've done that with was AJ Styles, and there's no disrespect to Deonna, she's not AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So I think Deonna's the one I'm slightly concerned about, but not too much, because I think, like with Mia Yim, Impact have done such a good job, and Deonna people have recognized Deonna as one of the best technical women's wrestlers, technical wrestlers in the world since she's been an Impact. I don't see that. I think that can play into a potential re-signing for Impact, but I just don't know. Chelsea's always been paper deal, so I'm not that concerned. Kenny King, yeah, I agree. He looks to be set for the long haul.
Yeah.
PCO, again, PCO has shown interest in going back to WWE. But would it work at this time? You know, Ken Shamrock wants to go back to WWE.
Ken Shamrock?
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
No.
Yeah, I mean, obviously never say never, but it's not going to happen. Maybe they put Shamrock on the Hall of Fame, but that'll be as far as it goes.
Mm.
But as far as PCO goes, again, PCO is great, and I'm glad Impact have him because he's can put on some incredible matches, and the shit he puts his body through, like that ain't gonna work in WWE. WWE they don't go that far.
Mm.
You know, I'm not saying they never do, because obviously they do and they have. But again, maybe PCO, its character and everything that goes with it, could work well on the big stage with the budget behind him to go all out. It could really be something, even more than it is now. But I just don't know.
If that's the case, then I think AEW is the place for PCO, because their fan base would really get behind him. And if Tony Khan invests time and money into PCO, think of all the cool
more than prospect. I know PCO in interviewing question how far this range I don't get into too much, but it's fairly limited with this Chris Jericho and the ROH World Championship. But I don't watch, so I can't judge that much. It's contract things with Impact. It's been going on for a while. It's always, Impact are going to lose this talent, going to lose this talent, lose this person, lose that person, lose this tag team. But they rarely do. If they do, then it's after this person have done it all. Yes, there's the exception of the Briscoes, which I hope they're not going to do it with the Kingdom, and just put the titles on them, and then have them drop them in their second defense.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it happening at Battle for Glory, because I don't know more. What if I mean Vincent and PCO, I think getting those two out on and more won't do any harm. I don't want them to leave, but to get them out of on and more, I don't think that does on and more any harm, because they can go into a really good feud with Eddie and potentially OGK as well. So that works. But if Kenny goes or OGK goes, it's like that's on and more pretty much done. Because you can find someone to replace them, but OGK are phenomenal. Matt Taven, I have become such a huge fan of Taven. I think he's fantastic. And Mike Bennett, I've been a fan of Mike Bennett since the Miracle.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I hope it can work itself out and everyone stays, but I just don't know how possible. I mean, like I said, Deonna's the one I'm worried about. If there was one person, one team that you're maybe concerned that they could go, who would it be?
If I'm concerned about one of the On and More members leaving,
Or anyone on this list of contracts running up end of the month, like middle of the month, who can you see will be the concern of leaving?
Well, here's the thing: any one of them can go, and Impact wouldn't suffer. I would miss them from being on TV every week, but Impact, already have a fantastic roster. There's always a potential of bringing in new people, so I don't think that the product will suffer from any of them leaving.
Yeah.
Of course, PCO's my boy. If he goes, I will be fucking gutted. But I'm not concerned about any of them leaving as such.
No, see, I'm not concerned about the product. When it comes to OGK, Kingdom on and more, it's more the tag team division I'm concerned about, because then it loses a big piece of that entire division, which the division isn't at full strength at the minute. You lose a strong team like the Kingdom, it could take a while to find a team that good again. Which I'm not saying there aren't teams out there who aren't that good, because there's so many. Tag team wrestling at the minute is probably at its best. It's some of the best matches. I mean, there's of course we could potentially, something may happen with FTR, given their promo in New Japan, which was interesting to say the least.
We haven't been on TV. We haven't been on AEW TV in so long. So it was just it was Dax saying, we're still part of your roster, Tony. Book us.
Yeah, we still work for you.
Yeah,
that's not great, but hey-ho. But contracts with Impact, contracts in wrestling are always going to run up. I don't see why people are always overly concerned with the Impact contracts running up, when there's contracts in AEW running up, contracts in WWE, New Japan, all over the place. Juice Robinson is technically a free agent, but no one's really talking about that.
He'll go to AEW. I think Tony has expressed interest in signing him, and his wife is there. So it just makes sense for Juice to go to AEW. Having said that, I've just had a look, and he is on the Impact Wrestling roster page. So who's to say he won't be there at Bound for Glory on Friday?
I mean, that whole roster page thing. I mean, they had Suzuki on the roster page. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean that much anymore, does it? Really?
I know. It's fun, though. It's fun to speculate.
Yeah, we can always get a little clickbaity. I mean, everyone else does it, so why not us?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's but with AW and Juice quickly, I mean, probably would sign him, but AW just signed Roosh, and apparently have agreed in principle with Bandito, which is unfortunate.
Oh yeah, I was gutted when I heard about that. It means we won't get Bandito versus Speedball in Impact.
I mean, we could, but it would take a lot more work now than it would if Bandito was a free agent.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, AEW, there's I mean, it looks like Andrade might be on his way out on his way out the door, and so many others, which again no one talks about. But when it's Impact and a contract is running up, it's either Impact don't have the money to sign them, or they don't want to stay with Impact anymore, which is ridiculous because people want to work for Impact.
Yeah.
Just because they want a challenge somewhere else doesn't mean they're fed up with Impact. They always try to make something out of it. I mean, I think W. Morrison may be the exception there. In fact, no one really made a big deal out of W. Morrison leaving Impact. It was just his time was up and wants to go make a bigger challenge.
Yeah.
Which I hope this group in AW works out, because Morrissey deserves a big shot at something.
Yeah, he had a great run, a short but great run in Impact. I was so thrilled, he was able to rebuild himself in Impact, because when he came in, I weren't bothered, really. Yeah. And then he had the best matches of his career in Impact Wrestling.
Oh yes,
it was like 7 or 8 months, but it was the best run of his career. It was awesome. So yeah, I'm chuffed for him that he's probably making good money for AEW. But I don't think he's even had a match yet as an official roster member.
Jeez. I mean, he's in a group with Stokely Hathaway, Ethan Page, MJF, and
Lee Moriarty and
whoever
the
else.
Gun Club. He's just the backup. I think he's going to wrestle sparingly. He's just going to be the hired muscle.
That can be. I might be unfortunate because he is great, and at that point, Impact had some of the best big men in wrestling. It's just really no Moose left.
Yeah,
in terms of like big wrestlers. But I don't know. It's a whole contract thing. Is what it is. People are going to leave. People are going to Impact have somewhere in the AXSTV studios. There's a revolving door. People going in and out all day. Seems like.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to be overly concerned with. And if people do go elsewhere, best luck to them. But I don't see them leaving. I mean, Brian Mars is done. He's back. He's digital media champion. Try saying that twice. It's like I said, Deonna would be for me a big loss, but it's everyone not replaced necessarily, but that spot can be filled with someone who has just as much talent. It's not like the wrestling is low on talent at the minute.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Deonna. She was done dirty by AEW a couple of times,
Yeah.
And while she's with Impact, she's still able to work big shows like Ric Flair's last match. She can still work for AAA. She can still take bookings in the UK. There's no telling where else she can go whilst she's a member of the Impact roster. So if her contract's up, I would love to see her get a raise and stick around a little longer. Or if she becomes a free agent, then there's no telling where she can go, as part of the Impact roster. So I'm excited for Deonna.
Yeah, that's the thing with Impact. You can sign a contract with Impact, but you're not restricted to just Impact. As long as you make Impact the priority, you can go wherever you want. And there's nowhere else like that. AW has that, but no one bothers because fair enough, they're earning too much money. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Fair play to them.
Except Frankie Kazarian, who is going to be on Bound for Glory on Friday.
Yeah, but Impact's gains, AW's losses. So
exactly.
I'm no issue there for me. So now we're going to move on to our second subheading, just as I'm currently watching Battle Royale 2010, and I think this is Team 3D's retirement.
What, as a tag
I
team?
think, yeah, I think because Bullies looks like he's about to turn on Devon.
So if my memory serves me, at the next pay-per-view, they do Team 3D versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles, and Chris Sabin kicks out of the 3D.
Yeah. So yeah, Team 3D's in the ring. Team 3D were good, fucking great, best tag team in Impact history for definite.
Top 5 of all time.
Yeah,
tag teams ever.
I mean, the triple threat, the TLC matches are my favorite matches of all time. I've always loved ladder match or the table matches. So, yeah. Anywho, off topic there. A little tangent for you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna touch on Impact and their TV again. It seems like it comes up a lot, but it's always treated like a big thing, which it is in a sense. But so it's come from the Wrestling Observer, an article from Wrestling Observer. Scott D'Amore, who did an interview, and said that whilst Impact are happy being the flagship show of AXS TV, it's not to say they aren't looking for a new network elsewhere. If another network came knocking, they sit down and talk about it. But they're happy. They want to be the flagship show of AXS TV because Scott D'Amore isn't just the EVP of Impact; he's an EVP of AXS TV. So
of Anthem Sports.
Anthem Sports, yeah. Sorry, but yeah, so I'm fed up talking about this, so I won't spend too much longer on it because it's TV. Getting a TV deal is harder than people seem to think it is. It seems a lot of people seem to think that Impact is. I see it in the tweets replies all the time or on YouTube comments. Get on a bigger TV deal, get on a different network. Like it's that easy. They have a secure TV network right now. Yes, may not get the biggest reach, but as Scott D'Amore said, that's why they've put Impact up on YouTube for 99p a week.
Yeah.
So if you can't get access, you have the internet, you have YouTube, 99p, 99 cents a week, and you can watch Impact every week. Or 99p a month, sorry. So, yeah, what's your take on this? Obviously, it's the TV access obviously doesn't affect us, but it seems to be a topic amongst a lot of Impact haters want to throw back at Impact occasionally, or more than occasionally. But I don't know, TV with Impact, it's another thing that gets brought up way too much. But here we are again.
So I want to keep this brief. So AXS TV is a good home for Impact purely because it is the flagship show. It gets the best ratings on that show. It's hard because I know a lot of homes in the US can't get access to AXS. But like you said, it's 99p a month to watch it on YouTube. That's 25p an episode. You know? If people want to watch Impact, it is readily available. You know?
Yes.
I'd love to see Impact have more eyes on it. I'd love to see it on a major TV channel in the US and the UK, but you've got to be realistic. While Scott D'Amore is the chairman of Impact and Anthem, his interest is for it to stay on AXS. You know, where it will remain the flagship TV show, does far better ratings than New Japan does on AXS. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a tough one. What do you
yeah,
reckon,
it
Craig?
is. I, I've said it so many times, but TV ratings should not matter to the people watching it. Should only matter to the people who are putting it out there. TV ratings mean jack shit.
Mm.
If you want to watch Impact, you can. It's on YouTube. It's on. I mean, it's a bit dodgy, but it works. If you can't, for some reason, you can't get YouTube. It's just one of these things that will be continually thrown at Impact until they sort somewhere. But I can understand why they're not in a rush, because they have a guaranteed TV network no matter what happens. They're on TV in America weekly no matter what. Yes, it's not available to everyone, but that's why they have the YouTube. It is so frustrating that this conversation just needs to be happened, because it doesn't matter.
Mm.
If you say, if people still saying they can't watch Impact, then don't bother chasing them up. There's no reason why they can't watch an Impact. They say, "Oh, I used to like TNA, but I can't find it anymore." Yes, you can. It's on YouTube. Just leave them be. They don't want to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to go into a rant because it is so frustrating. But it's there to watch. If you have the internet, you have Impact. Simple as that. So just I think that's enough on the TV. And I think I should make a pact. Unless something massive happens in the meantime, but we shouldn't talk about TV until they're on a network again. Because, hey.
Mm-hmm.
But I've hopefully had a bit more time for the final 10, which we do. I want to talk about, because it's baffling me, I haven't talked about it yet. 1PW is back in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
How have we not talked about this yet? Like Impact, there hasn't been a lot happening in Impact, but 1PW is back.
Yeah, this is mad. I went to 2 1PW shows during its initial run. Both shows were in 2006, and both shows were fantastic. I know as 1PW went on, there was some shady business going on, and they were spending a lot of money on imports that they didn't really need, because they should have used the imports on the first shows to build up the homegrown talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool that 1PW is back. A lot of great memories for me. I'd love to be able to get to a show up in Doncaster at some point.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's Doncaster. It's not exactly close for a lot of people.
No.
But I mean, this card alone, it's because it's tomorrow. It's available to watch on order on Fight for $14.99.
Oh yeah, I will be watching that for sure.
Right, the card, you've got RVD and Katie Forbes versus Mark Haskins and Vicky Haskins.
Highlights of.
You've got Christopher Daniels versus Cara Noir, Mickey James versus Lizzie Evo, Ruby Soho versus Session Moth Martina. The match I cannot wait to see, Ace Austin versus Robbie X. That match is going to be fucking fantastic. We've got the British Invasion, Nick Aldis and Doug Williams versus TBA. But if you've seen the spoiler, you know the team. But I won't spoil it because you haven't. I think a few of these had cards subject to change, but a fight for the future scramble. Scotty Rourke, Will Cruz, Ricky Knight Jr., Michael Oku, and TBA. But I think that changed slightly from but and you also had the survivor of the sickest. Ulf Herman, Big Effin' Joe, Tyler Devlin, Iceman, Jack, and Clint Margera. And I've seen some of the clips from that match on social media. So I'll keep saying that. In my opinion, Clint Margera is the best deathmatch specialist in the UK. Kilimanjaro is fantastic. He's a big part of TNT in that, you know, the stuff they get up to. Tournament of Death winner, a DOA winner. Like, he's fantastic, and that card got some of the very best. I mean, it's just for. Oh, I also missed Alexander Hammerstone versus Nathan Cruz, which two fantastic heavyweights.
Yeah.
So that is just a banging show, and I'm baffled we haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah. I saw some fan taking highlights of Lizzie Evo versus Mickey James, and the match looked tremendous. So I am looking forward to watching that on the replay.
Yeah, and it's also cool to see that people we've had on the show got on that show, and it got a lot of attention. This is going to help British wrestling so much.
Yeah. The arena was packed as well, 1,500 people at least.
Yeah, in the Doncaster Dome.
Yeah.
I mean, just incredible. I seriously cannot wait to see Ace Austin versus Robbie X. How Robbie X hasn't been signed to a major promotion yet. He is one of the best cruiserweight in the UK, one of the best in the world. And Ace Austin, Robbie X feels like a veteran, but he's 24, 26, I believe.
Yeah, 26, 27.
Yeah, it is batshit. Robbie X feels like he's been around for years, which he's been around for a long time, but he's just getting the big attention. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. 14.49 on Fight, so I've got to order that.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Doncaster Dome, Craig?
No, I nearly went for one of the Ring of Honor shows, but it was like, I think it's about 60 quid a ticket for like back row.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the ROH shows were expensive, and you couldn't. And meet and greets were extra.
Yeah,
which was, I mean, I was gonna go. I only went twice. Once, like during the elite days, you know, but then I was gonna go just after that. Like, it came back again. Tickets weren't doing very well, so I thought they'd be a bit cheaper. They weren't. They were more expensive. Which, looking back on, I'm going to stand a bit more now, because obviously the less tickets they sell, the more expensive the arena's going to be. So I can't more have to pay back on the arena. But yeah, it looks like a cracking venue, and hopefully, apparently they are going to run over the show, and got to go to it. Absolutely need to be there for it, because it's some of the best imports and some of the best talent in the UK scene right now, and I'm loving all of it. Also, just want to quickly touch on Royal Quest, because that featured a lot of British talent as well. Ricky Knight Jr. and Michael Oku teamed up. It was that night. Oh, I don't know who his partner was, because I haven't seen it, but teamed against was Suzuki and Okada.
It was Okada and Ishii.
It's awesome for that night, because he's kind of been trying to properly break through, but never quite got the momentum it needed. Hopefully, when the footage comes out of this match, because I know New Japan aren't releasing it on demand for quite some time, which, so I know it wasn't streamed live, which is unfortunate. But it's awesome that so many great talent from the UK scene is going to be seen by the New Japan audience. I've said a few of them probably, you can already, but I don't know how much the New Japan fandom pay attention to the UK scene, apart from a little bit of Rev Pro here and there. which understandable, but it's and shout out to Sovereign Pro as well, and so many of Progress who had some banging shows this weekend. Past weekend, people were calling it Brit Wrestmas. It's fair enough. I hope it was, because that did a little. From what I thought, it did a lot for the UK scene, and because I saw a lot of tweets after it saying British wrestling's back, British wrestling is stronger than ever, and I hope it really is, because there's some talent who need these eyes on them, and hopefully, or 1PW and I keep forgetting the name for the New Japan show. Hopefully, that's Royal Quest. I keep going towards Crown, but that's Crown Jewel, which is. But yeah, so hopefully this does a lot, as much as it can for British wrestling, because I wish I could have got to one of these shows, but I had no idea this was all happening. I don't know how I missed it, but I know this is all happening. But anywho, now let's get back on Impact, because it is time for that final 10. Yeah, so before we get into our predictions, as we normally do, we're gonna try and fill the remaining 11 slots in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. 9 have been out so far. I believe it's 9. You have Rupinder Goja, Rich Swan, PCO, Sammy Callahan, Moose, Macklin, Heath, Giselle, and Bobby Fish. Of course, this is a 20-person gauntlet. So we've seen the first 9. Number 10 is counting down. 3, 2, 1. Who do you think walks out at number 10?
At number 10?
Well, the 10th entrant.
Okay.
For the surprise.
So I'm just looking at the Impact roster page. There's got to be a couple of surprises in there.
Yeah.
Which is obviously so difficult to predict. But considering they're in New York, it might be a bit easier. You got to have a legend in there. It's tough. I would say Dreamer, but that's lazy, and I don't think you should use him. It's still too soon after he got cancelled. So just looking at the roster page, Black Taurus has to be in there.
Right.
Chris Bay needs to be in there. Ace Austin. I don't think we'll see Eric Young or Deonna, because I suspect they're going to be doing something with VBD and something else with VBD going forward. I think you've got to have one of the gut check guys in there. So let's say Jason Hotch. Johnny Swinger has to be in it. How many is that?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
Okay. Oh, this is tough.
Let's go for a surprise in this one. Who do you think would be a surprise entrant?
Oh, man. I'd love to see Raven in there, but I don't know if he's physically capable.
I don't know.
He's
cool, but I can't see it personally.
Yeah.
So who have you got for a surprise? Who can you see?
Okay, because Bound for Glory, Impact, TNA. Let's say Davey Richards returns after the Slammiversary match.
Okay, that's 14.
I think Shearer has to be in it.
Okay.
Vincent, Trey Miguel, I think Tasha Steeles and
That's
Kira
18.
Kerry need to be in it.
That's 19. One more. I think we need a surprise on this one as well.
Okay. That's ridiculous. I was going to say Disco Inferno, but I think he lives in Vegas, and they're coming to Vegas later in the
Yeah.
month.
Oh,
So,
I hope not. Please, no. Leave him alone.
who would get a big pop in New York? Oh, just because he's on my mind at the moment, I'll go with Austin Aries.
Okay. So that's a 20. See, from going off Steve, and so I mean, I have to go. Probably Laredo Kid. I think he'd be in there.
Oh yeah, good shout.
Then yeah, I'd probably go with Savannah Evans. First a surprise entrant, because I want to say it's for ages. I genuinely believe we will get return Zachary Wentz.
Oh yeah, oh that'd be great.
I think Wentz will pop up, which I'm all for. That's what, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it sounded like Swinger, Zicky, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 14. So 15. I think I'll go for another surprise. And I reckon I've got a feeling D'Lo Brown might pop up. I think D'Lo might be a surprise entrant.
That would be cool.
I also know he's no longer with Impact, but I think D'Lo can pop up. That's 15, so we've got 5 more. Yeah.
Did you see what happened with D'Lo Brown over the weekend and Lana Austin?
Yeah. Yes. Lana Austin, who had the Pro Wrestling East Gala Cup, lost it to D'Lo Brown in an arm wrestling match in a pub in Manchester. Because I guess something had to happen in a pub in Manchester. D'Lo Brown wins a troll nailed to 2x4. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fair enough, I suppose. Great stuff. I thought phenomenal. So 15. So in 16. I think, yeah, I'd probably go with Crazy Steve. 16, 17, 18, 19, so 17. 17. Yeah, I'll go with Decay. So I'll stick with Black Taurus. 16. Sorry, 17. 16. Then, yeah, I think Tasha and Kelly's, that's 18. There's 2 more. I think we've got one more surprise, and I say, because we've gone for, because I used to like and someone independent and a legend, and I hope no, because I believe he's currently over here in the UK. I was going to say James Storm, but I believe he's over in the UK. I reckon we'll get Cardona.
Yeah, Cardona returns.
I think Matt Cardona. Right. And then I'll go with, let's go with Shiro. He seems to be in all the time.
I just had a thought. I'd like to change one of my surprises.
Okay.
Because it's unrealistic that Austin Aries will be in the Call Your Shot gauntlet. I'm gonna go with Effie.
Okay.
We just had Audi Catch last week.
Yeah,
Let's have the other half of Bussy.
that's not a bad shout, you know. I'd be fine with that. They certainly get a good reaction.
Yeah,
So
especially in
yeah,
New York.
I think that'd be great.
Shall we transition straight into our Bound for Glory predictions?
Yeah, let's go into so we'll start on the countdown.
Yeah.
Brian Myers Open Challenge, DMC. I think we're both on the same level for this one. But
I think we are, yeah.
do you want to say who you've got for DMC?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that Joe Hendry answers the
Yes.
Open Challenge, and
Yeah.
I think Joe Hendry will win the DMC.
Yes, and yes, completely. I know it wouldn't. I mean, it could easily just be Cardona, but I think
yeah, but I don't think they'd have them wrestle each other.
yeah, that's the thing. Part of me wants to believe Joe Hendry's going to win, but I think if Cardona doesn't come up, maybe Cardona can still probably be in the gauntlet, but I think there's a chance Cardona could pop up on the countdown, cost Joe Hendry the match, and then tease something with the DNC. But no, Joe Hendry to accept and win the Digital Media Championship. Kazarian and Speedball, X-Men Championship.
Speedball retains. I think it'll be a hell of a match. Looking forward to seeing how these two work together and how good their chemistry is. I think Speedball retains.
Yeah, I'm going to Speedball as well. I do really want to change one of my entrants in the call shot there.
Yeah.
And Alex Zane.
Oh, that's a great shout. I love Alex Zane. The best multi-man wrestler in the world at the moment.
Fantastic. He is going to be at Bound for Glory and at taping. He did confirm that.
Oh, well, okay. I guess it's too late to change my call your shot. Yeah, fuck it.
Let's go with the coil shot. Who's our winner for the coil shot gauntlet? I can't pick a name, so I'll do what I usually do with the coil shot gauntlet and pick a number.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go with number 16 to win the coil shot.
Number 16.
Number 16.
Okay. Let's write that down. I'll never remember that. Number 16.
You watch.
I hope number 16 is Johnny Swinger.
Yeah, it will be. No, it will.
All right, I'm going to pick from the announced lineup because I can't see a surprise winning it. I'm going to say Bobby Fish.
That's an interesting choice.
Yes, it is.
Because he probably will work the taping. So, and he did say he wants Josh. So who knows?
He'll get some eyes on the product, that's for sure. I'd love to see PCO win it, and I think they will get to Josh versus PCO at some point.
Yeah, I can see that one happening.
Maybe, sorry, just quick. Maybe that is your hard to kill main event, Josh versus PCO, because how can you kill PCO?
Yeah, I can. That could work. Knockouts tag team titles: Vex versus Jessica and Taya. I say Jessica and Taya for a little shock.
Okay, they announced their tag team name. What was it?
I can't remember.
Death by something. I can't remember. No, the Death Dolls.
Okay, fine. I'm going with Death Dolls then.
The Death Dolls.
Because why not?
Going with Vexed to retain. I think they're such a great team.
Yeah.
Just the presentation, how they work together as a team. I think they're tremendous, and I want to see them retain. So I'm going with Vexed to retain.
Yeah, they're great. But I think they might pull a little surprise on us if either that or Rosemary turns on Jessica. But I think Jessica and Taya might win it. Because the Knockouts titles seem to flip flop a bit.
Exactly. They flip-flop too much, as far as I'm concerned. I think Jessica is going to lose it for the team. Rosemary's going to snap on Jessica, and Ty's going to stick up for Jessica. And that will be the dynamic going forward.
Okay. World Tag Team titles now. LGK, Medicine Machine Guns. I'm going OGK.
Just because you're going with OGK, I'm going with the NCMG.
Okay, then.
I want to see the Kingdom retain. But yeah, I've got to go with the Machine Guns. They're just on too hot of a streak right now.
I mean, I guess whatever happens in this match might be a hint to what happens on the 9th. Me again, Mickey James. I'm saying Mickey James.
Yeah, gotta be Mickey James. Gotta be. I think it'll be a hell of a match. But Mickey isn't losing the last rodeo just yet.
No. Knockouts title, Jordan Grace, Marsha Slamovich. I know this is the toughest one to call.
Mm-hmm.
But just as I convinced myself it could be Jordan, I think, oh, maybe Masha could win it. And Masha win it, and why would Jordan drop it? I'm going to go with Jordan to retain.
Okay. It is the toughest one to call on the whole card. I'm going with Masha Slamovich. Purely because of what we said last week. You can rebuild Jordan to end up taking it back off of Masha at some point.
That's fair. I just don't know where this one goes, but I'm excited for it either way.
Oh, yeah.
Main event, Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards, Impact World Championship. I'm going to go with Eddie Edwards.
That is not where I thought you would go. Okay.
I think I've convinced myself more than they've convinced me, but I don't know. I can just see it happening because, like I said last week, Josh's world title reign, I was so invested in it. I thought this could be the one that breaks his record, but it hasn't really lived up to that. Maybe that's me putting the hype on it, but Impact didn't help by the way they built that run to the title. So I think maybe Impact still go all in on Josh, but I think Eddie Edwards is gonna win with shenanigans, but I think Eddie will win.
I'm going with Josh to retain. I still think there's a chance that Josh could hold it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And just build this historic run. I think the smart money is probably in Eddie winning and Josh chasing it. But I've got to go with my gut. I think Josh retains.
I just think Eddie might win this one. It's definitely with shenanigans, but I think it's going to be a clean sweep for OGK. For No More.
No More, yeah.
Yeah, I think clean sweep. If number 16 is PCO, maybe he wants to call a shot and cash in Eddie.
There's always a chance that Kenny King wins the call your shot and cashes in on Speedball.
Depends on the placement of the coil shot. It varies in the placement on the card because first half of Gloria opened, the one after it went second or third, and then the one after it was about fourth in last year. So who knows? But I'm semi excited about Battle for Glory. It should be good. There we have it. This has been a podcast. This has been Talking Bloody Nonsense. We've talked about everything from Bound for Glory to Impact to 1PW to 1PW. So much. But that's been a podcast. If you want to give us your predictions, drop them in the comments below on who you think will win at Bound for Glory. We'll be back next week, of course, with our review of Bound for Glory. In the meantime, go check out everything we do for us here and everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, wherever else you podcast. Go check out every episode of TBN Chats. Any guests you want to see on TBN Chats, please let us know, because if you want to see them, we want to get them on the show. And with that, I've been the MIC. It's been Nixon. I'll continue to be Nixon. Until next time, bye, my friends.